let's move on to some NFL news, man. What do y'all think is gonna the future of what's next or the future for the Vikings and the Chargers? I feel like, and I'm just gonna say this, I feel like these two teams, for the talent that they have, for all the things they've been through, have underperformed the past at least 3 years. They've been in the playoffs. And the Chargers didn't go last year, but they've been close. With all the talent they've acquired and things, like, let's start with the Vikings. Like, what the heck is going on with the Vikings?
I mean, I don't fucking know. A lot of people are trying to blame it on the defense. But then a few weeks ago, to the Colts, they were down 33-0 at halftime. I mean, granted, your defense, yeah, y'all gave up points. But what the hell is your offense doing? So I mean, I don't know. Like usually situations like that is coaching. In my experience, situations that come out like that where you can't really explain why certain things are happening is coaching. And then with the Chargers, we know their head coach is, I mean, he coaches like it's Madden.
Well, let's
So
stick with the Vikings right now. So like, you got a first year head coach, and so they just switched coaches. Um, I don't know if he's an offensive guy or a defensive guy, but you have Kirk
offense,
Cousins, which is he's he's middle. I feel like he's middle of the pack quarterback. He's not.
He's serviceable.
He's
yeah,
serviceable. Okay, exactly. And then you got Dalvin Cook. Can we say top 10 running back in the league easy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then you have Jefferson. We definitely top 10 receiver.
what happened to
Then,
Adam Thielen? Like,
that's what I'm about to say. Adam Thielen, before
what did
Jefferson
Thielen
came
do?
along, Thielen was very solid.
He was
Um,
almost like trending towards Cooper Cup damn near.
yeah, like they were in the same
I
breath.
I just yeah.
The offensive line isn't terrible. You've had decent tight end play over the years. Like, what is it? You got
I don't know.
veterans on defense, like not bums. You got Harrison Smith, who's been around forever. You got Hunter. You had oh boy, the coach just picked up year before last. You got
Xavier Rhodes.
yeah,
Patrick
Xavier
Peterson
Rose.
out
Like you got
there.
Patrick Peterson. Like you had talent, and I feel like enough talent to do more than they've done. Justin, like I don't know. I don't. I know you probably really don't care, and I
I
can see
was
it in
just
your
getting ready
face.
to say
I
that.
can
I
see
was
it in your face,
literally,
but
it was on
I,
my mind. I was just like, bro, like at the end of the day, who even cares? Like,
I just it's frustrating to see a double digit win team, and you just don't know their identity.
we've
You
been
don't.
calling them. That's why people have been calling them frauds all year. Like, there's a guy, one guy on my timeline who likes, Minnesota, and he's been, talking and stuff. It's like I've just kind of been like, I mean, all right, y'all had a really good season. I mean, like
Right.
what's next? Like, I
They just
mean,
underperformed. Just
I mean,
it's
they're
like
they,
big
people
time.
been people that really watch and know football has been calling them frauds all year, and I've been one of them. But because 11, I see 11 one score wins not as good as other people see. Some people, oh well, they find ways to win. Yeah, but can you dominate anybody?
But it's different in the playoffs.
I
Like,
mean,
and I
but
think we just seen
even
it.
that's what I'm saying. But that's why people were calling them frauds
Right.
because
That's why you can't trust them in
your
the
lack
playoffs.
your
Right.
lack of being able to dominate anybody does not translate well to me. Some people look at it, oh well, they can find a way to win in any situation. I'm thinking, how have you not dominated anybody?
And saying that thing
And
too,
you played
like
the Bears twice.
exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
Like,
The
that should
AFC,
be
the
two right
NFC
there.
North. Is it was they really good or did the NFC North just struggle?
They, yeah, that
I guess
I
that's a real
wouldn't call it
question.
good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, cause Green Bay struggled. The Lions, they're trying still finding their way,
They
but
might be
still humming
on to
along.
something, but as
Right.
of now,
And then the Bears number one pick in the draft. So like, I think maybe it was just a product of them, like you said, being kind of fraudulent, uh, not having a really tough division this year, and like you said, just not having an identity. Right. I mean, on the defensive or offensive side, because they don't know if they want to be a run first team or if they want to be this aired out team with Jefferson, Thielen, and Rudolph now. Not Rudolph, but Hawkinson.
Atkinson.
So I just really feel like that's the thing. But Justin, real quick on the Vikings, man. Nothing. I
I mean,
just
they are. I mean, they
they
are who
are
they.
who we thought they
Yeah,
are.
I mean that's just what it is. Same with the Chargers. Like I ain't got much to say.
Yeah,
Like I told you then. I mean, with the Vikings, I wasn't expecting much from them. I
yeah.
don't care nothing about the regular season. I mean, it's part of it just because you need to have a good regular season to make the playoffs. But I mean, come playoff time, I would have been more shocked if they won. I mean,
Mhm.
you got to show me that you know how to win when it counts,
Right.
and they just don't do that. Part of the problem is I think is like most teams in the NFL, they get away from the run too early, too often. So,
I
yeah,
agree.
you got Madison and you got Cook. You got two solid running backs. Let's use them. Let's do a better job of utilizing them, using the run to set up the pass versus what a lot of teams try to do, which is use the pass to set up the run. So,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
No, I agree. I agree. And with the Chargers, like again, like we thought the NFC, the AFC West was going to be the toughest division. I think anybody who watched football just assumed that. And you get the Chargers coming out, making the playoffs, which with all the talent on defense, they already had a talented offense. Barring injuries, like how you let Jacksonville, like this man threw 4 interceptions. There's no way y'all should have lost that game.
Hey, them early leads ain't what's up in the NFL, man.
mm-mm.
Hey, them I don't even want them joints no more. I'm cool.
Teams
You
get
can
too
keep
laxed.
Yeah, you can
Hmm.
keep that 24,
Absolutely.
21, 24 to nothing. I mean, I'll take it obviously, but you can keep that. That's
Like
why, yo, I mean, they tough, man. We've been seeing it time after time where these NFL teams are coming back on these deficits. I don't know what changes, whether there's changes in both locker rooms at halftime or what,
what?
but them huge 3, 4 touchdown, first half leads ain't, and
You know
then
what?
we gotta think about it. Granted, it was 27 to nothing, but we gotta remember at halftime it was 27-7. That's
Yep.
not even three complete touchdowns
That
and
ain't.
three extra
That
points.
ain't. Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it's really not is I mean, it's really not as bad as,
I mean, it's still three possessions though. I
it's
mean,
Yeah.
you're still
definitely three
talking three possessions.
possessions.
I
But I
mean,
mean, if
I
you
mean,
could score, get a stop and score,
yeah,
it's that's it.
yeah,
You
you back
score, get
in
a
it.
stop and score,
Right.
Yeah.
you win it. Like so, I
But if you
mean,
look at it like a team that was moving the ball, which the Chargers was,
yeah,
and the trajectory that the Jags was on, like turning the ball over 4 times, like
right.
I guess they got it out their system early and then
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
locked in on the second half. That's from what I seen. But like
and
Team,
I
that was
personally
rough.
watch games and levels. I wasn't cluing in on the play calls. I can't say an instance. Whereas, oh, he definitely should have ran it here when they passed it, or he passed it. I mean, I was watching it, but I wasn't dissecting it that hard because, like, I didn't really care at this age. Like, bro, if it's not my team or something that has an interest in my team, like, I don't.
Right, 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 right. I
partially these
just found
teams.
that weird.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is could be 100% wrong, but partially it always seems like these guys they play not to lose. They get those leads and they
Mhm.
play not to lose. What
Right.
do they talk about even on TV? Now it's just time to control the clock. No,
Nah.
play like you've been
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah,
Go
Right.
put up the
play
point. If you
like
go
you
put up
play like you're in
80,
the
go put up
playoffs.
80.
Right. Whatever
Like
I gotta do. Yep.
yeah, but
I'm with
because
you.
the reality is it's hard to turn that switch back on once you go on cruise control.
Right.
That's where teams get themselves in trouble, and then it's like, oh, they start panicking and they can't get out of it, and voila,
Hmm.
now you done, you lost, and that's it. So,
Yep.
Right.
I agree with you on that, Jerry. I think it comes back to coaching, a lot of that coaching, in my opinion. So, um, you gotta coach, 4 quarters just like the players got to play 4 quarters. So,
Yeah. Nah.
And then they hit that last field goal that they missed. That
yep,
changes the situation again.
changes everything
Granted,
too. Yep.
the Jaguars was driving on that drive, so they probably would have scored a touchdown
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what
They
I'm
had
saying.
plenty
Like
of
they
time.
wasn't stopping them.
But I mean, it just changes the field, man. I've just seen so much football where things like this happen and they just got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And if we're
know,
being honest, I think it's the really when you say what's next for them, Vikings. I think you got to look at yourself and say, all right, is it time to move on from Kirk Cousins and start a rebuild? Like you might just need a rebuild at this point. I mean, Justin
At least at
Jefferson
that
is young
position.
enough. I mean, Justin Jefferson is young enough. You can kind of start that process, and you won't kill
Thielen and
his
the O line,
prime.
all them young niggas
Uh,
still young.
uh,
Kirk
Thielen
Cousins is
is
probably the oldest person on their offense.
Thielen can go.
Yeah,
You know,
you can find another Thielen or somebody else to fill that
yeah. I mean,
role. Number
Thielen's
two.
nothing. I mean, let's just be real. Thielen's nothing. He hasn't. He brings no fear. Cousins looks for him in the red zone. That's why he's still a threat. But outside of that, Thielen, he's nothing. Really, what they should have did was, and I often go back to this. Just imagine had they kept Diggs instead of Thielen in that situation, and you would have had
Ooh, wee.
Diggs
Yeah, that'd be
and
crazy.
Jefferson. That's where I think that's a totally
Yeah,
different. But that's a different conversation. They
yeah.
decided to keep Thielen, whatever it is. But I look at it that way, and then I think even with the Chargers, they lost J.C. Jackson, but I mean, all that I heard even before, he wasn't even impressive.
Yeah, he
Before
was
he got
struggling
hurt
at the
there, so
beginning
he
of the
was
season.
struggling. So it's like I don't know what you do there, only because they're going to be in a problem because you're going to have to pay Herbert. So you're going to have to figure out
That window's
that
closing
cap.
after next year. Oh no, it is next year.
It is
He's
next
up
year.
next year. Yeah,
Yeah.
end of
So I
season.
mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to figure out, what you're gonna do from a cap standpoint anyway. Because once Herbert start making that money, your Bosa's and Khalil Macks and J.C. Jacksons and
Well, yeah,
Derwin
all of them will be
James and
gone.
all
Well,
those.
Bosa, I think
I mean,
Bosa.
you'll have them. It's just
Yeah,
it's
at
how
what
long are
price?
you gonna have them and at what price? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So.
absolutely.
I just want passion, love attraction, let me know that shit. You're not savage, I just like passion. Say I'm classic, running from the madness. If you catch me, I just want passion, love attraction, let me know that shit.
Phone charge on its last light. Same clothes on from last night. Still lit like it's last night. Young living in the fast life. Young. Smoke cloud from the ash pipe. Catch air from the half pipe. I need to send a phone from the shows with the mansion. Chandelier dancing. Counting a phantom. Yeah. Been had hella Franks when it's ballpark figures. Might be in the field, but I came from the trenches. You can tell it's my time. Look at better squint. I do like the charm on my wrist. Let me flip. Want me pay the way? I'm the wave. I'm authentic. Sitting courtside, got a sprain. Nigga, I bring the gang for the gang. Nothing but a thing when I sing. Young Usain, I sprinting. Getting fresh prints. Counting a blessing on blessing on blessing. They call me the reverend. Y'all nigga play too much.